Hello, everybody. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. I just actually wanted to talk about hypocrisy and cancel culture. And not only did I want to talk about hypocrisy and cancel culture, I wanted to talk about a little bit of cancel culture and hypocrisy in terms of elections, election results, and some of these actually community standards. Now, before I even get into any of this, and I've talked about this before, I've never linked his page up here, but there was a rabbi that was talking about removing certain communities with figures of nature from the LGBTQ community, certain African Americans and Arabs and stuff. And I'm like, this dude can make videos like this, but if I write a comment calling somebody a house ninja, they give me warnings and stuff and different things like that. And that's happened before on Facebook. This dude was talking about harming Democrats and whatnot. And when I said that's like terrorists, like, they gave me a 30-day ban. I was like, what? So it's just a little bit of the false flag and the foolishness that's been going on, like the hypocrisy. But it is what it is. All technology is, from my standpoint, is made by man, or that's what they know. But anyways, the point is, what I wanted to talk about is cancel culture and the hypocrisy behind that. Well, you remember how Republicans were complaining so much about cancel culture. Then once Trump got in office, he wanted to remove all this stuff pertaining DEI, right? He says he's going to give reparations to those affected by DEI. I'm sorry. He says he wants to give restitution. They like to play with words. So you'll see in the comments, they'll be like, he didn't say reparations, he said restitution. With cash. Like, I don't. And if you understand what it's called affirmative action. They create new terms whenever they can. And what it's called is gaslighting in hot terms, because what it does is it gets people excited. And then it gets them fiery about something that they think they know about. So back to what I was talking about, hypocrisy. Now Trump wants to remove a bunch of programs set in place because of civil rights and affirmative action. And not only that, in the past, I guess this Asian American guy went with some Caucasian lawyer and other people to the Supreme Court, and he thought it would be a good idea to remove affirmative action in terms of school. Well, then a lot of the Asian community was affected because a lot of their admissions have began to drop, and more legacies and people with money were entered into schools. It didn't really affect African American numbers. So I was like, that's interesting. So something I really want to talk about, like I've been talking about, is how Republicans will say something and then be hypocritical about it. Remember the cats and dogs? Remember all that about pets? But then research some of these women in his cabinet picks, like the one who's out here euthanizing dogs and goats and then writing stories about it, like of mice and men. She's like the Lenny of pet owners. LOL. Keck. And orcish. So I just think it's ironic. I wonder how Nick Fuentes feels about that choice. Anyways, dude's got a Hispanic name rooting for the Anglo-Saxons. I think what you're trying to root for is the Pope. That would be more Spaniard, but a lot of people don't know about demographics in Europe and a lot of stuff like that. So you got to kind of educate people as you go. So back to the hypocrisy. Then Starlink counted all the votes. An immigrant man who was an illegal immigrant at the time, then paid his way into becoming a legal citizen because of his influence, financial ties. Then the man who's been buying social media and bribing people with millions of dollars and got letters from the FBI, y'all said, LOL, right? This dude is who y'all let machines and internet access and all this. Y'all say the internet wasn't involved. Oh, I've seen some videos talking about that. Y'all let this man count the votes with his machines, who is advocating for Trump and is eligible. How can somebody who is eligible to be in the administration counting votes with their machines? Are y'all daft? L the fuck O-L. But if Democrats did this, remember, collusion, it's not January 6th. Are you kidding me? You can't even take cell phones into certain courthouses, but these people marauded the Capitol and y'all call Black Lives Matter terrorism. Watching a man get slaughtered on camera calling for his mother, who y'all said he had a heart attack. Candace Owens. Are you kidding me? The hypocrisy. It's wild. So how do y'all feel about some of these immigrant cabinet picks? appointees. I'm sorry. I see some of the Republicans are fighting it and doing some name calling. Ooh, interesting. But yeah, the hypocrisy, the cancel culture, these people are trying to cancel the civil rights. They're trying to cancel immigrants. Some of them are trying to cancel corn, if you catch my drift. I'm not finna get into all that because a lot of trafficking and crazy stuff has been apparently involved in some of that stuff. So I have the discernment to understand adult entertainment, but that shit comes with some wild bullshit, if you catch my drift. And so in a perfect world where I'm like, la la la, democracy everywhere, this is what they're choosing to do. Okay, right? But in a world where like half these people are like that one guy, right? That other senator. And the whole buying a set. Let me calm down. Let me chill. Because I don't mean to name call. The law's the law. I guess apparently in a bunch of places 17 is legal. But people hear me say that and be like, oh, look at this guy. Let's research him. It's like, so will you research me for reading y'all's laws? Y'all do that all the time on CNN in terms of African Americans. The laws don't shoot each other, but look at these blacks. It's the hypocrisy of it all. Then you want to know something even further hypocritical about all this funny shit? They're talking about they want to eat the cats and dogs and pets. But did you know in some of these states they had to create laws telling them to stop killing and eating roadkill? It's on the news. I'm sorry, you have to search for this kind of stuff. There are police that are fighting citizens because they're eating all these animals. But y'all get on here with Trump and say they're eating the cats and dogs. The hypocrisy. And then they complain about cancel culture, but want to cancel all this stuff. Cancel abortions for people who needed it sometimes. They're trying to cancel the LGBTQ and all this stuff. Okay, I almost don't ever do anything like this. I sound like never mind. But anyways, I wanted to bring up real quick this idea of Trump's tariffs. And when I show you guys like videos of the farmers throwing poop in Europe and the farmers and the agricultural world going crazy in Europe. Now, I told you guys a while back, Trump was on Joe Rogan's podcast. Now, I'm giving you guys enough information, so I'm not about to play Joe Rogan's podcast. But if you watch his latest show with Trump talks about when he was dealing with Apple wasn't able to bring a bunch of the money back to the United States because there was a bunch of laws in place. When we outsource, there's certain taxes and things set in place so that it doesn't destroy the country that we're in. Because otherwise they would just go build a company, pimp all the resources, and then bring it home. So Trump bragged about how he helped Apple bring all this money home. Now I'm going to show you guys how this works with America and how we end up getting affected. Look at with farmers. Trump did something to where he basically gave farmers a stimulus check. He put tariffs on all these other countries when dealing with agriculture, and then he tried to help farmers, so to speak. Well, how does this affect America? I want to show you guys something real quick. Now, you see this headline, China didn't buy the extra $200 billion of U.S. exports. I just watched a video where China just immediately withdrew $34 billion worth of trade deals. And his tariffs were basically destroying other countries to try to help secular businesses and farmers and stuff, right? I'm going to show y'all something and how that affects the world. Is China removing agricultural deals? Since Trump was in the White House, China has slashed its dependence on U.S. farm goods in a concerted effort to beef up national security. Well, why is that? What he does is he basically allows all this outsourcing. Then he makes the country that's outsourcing and the corporation pay, and then expects prices to go down. So I'm going to show y'all something real quick. You guys will be like, well, what are you talking about? You're a lefty, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Trump was paying, like I told you all, certain farmers money. Where'd these farmers get this money, right? You guys keep saying, what is a tariff and how does that affect the economy and blah, 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 right? Farmers across Europe have been protesting since late 2023, before that actually, against a number of issues, including environmental regulations, trade policies, economic uncertainties, climate control, climate change. The same thing Republicans say isn't real. The same thing, all these people are coming out saying, Europeans for Trump, right? So if Europeans are for Trump, what happened to all your farmers? Matter of fact, I am going to bring this up because yet and still there will be somebody that says JB's not telling the truth. How does Trump policies hurt all these people?
For having countries pay us billions and billions and trillions even dollars. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. Nobody took in 10 cents, not one other president.
See, like, why is China doing this with agriculture? Why are European farmers mad? Why are our farmers mad? Do y'all know what happened to our farmers? Do y'all know what his steel tariffs did to increase prices? Do y'all know why food prices are going up? He pimped out farmers and gave them a petty little tariff. Then China lost it and all these other countries lost it, started forming something called BRICS and said they didn't want to deal with us no more. So hold on, I'm going to find this other thing talking about how he further destroyed the commonwealth of other countries, which affected us when dealing with trading and whatnot. Even if he stopped all outsourcing, do y'all know what that would do to the prices of all your stuff? Y'all would be Okay, I finally found it. Now listen to what he says about the commonwealth where other countries are at and how he bypassed taxes and a bunch of other stuff. And think about what I'm telling you.
Right now, we had other things too. We were able to get people to bring back their money. You couldn't bring back your money if you had money in Europe, like Apple. Apple had
Services in Europe like Apple, and obviously with China and agriculture after what he just said. Now watch this.
Many billions of dollars outside. They couldn't bring it. There was no way to bring it back in. The bureaucracy, the documents, the whole thing, and also the tax was too high. You know, they wanted like half of it or something. Nobody's going to do that. So they leave their money.
Something set in place on purpose so that the commonwealth of the country that these people are outsourcing to and trying to pimp don't destroy the country.
In Japan, and they spend their money there. That was part of what I did. The money came pouring back in. Apple took in hundreds of billions of dollars. They brought it back from overseas. They brought it in.
Okay, now watch what I'm telling you now. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all basically. So why did this just happen with Europe and farming? And then why didn't it happen until Biden got into office? The same reason as this, and the same reason I keep trying to tell you all. Who signed the Taliban? Trump. Trump was the one that did that. The deal that President Donald Trump. But Biden had to carry it out. Okay, now think about what I'm telling you. When I talk about these farmers going crazy and throwing poop on buildings, angry farmers dumping piles of manure in front of city buildings, the Chinese pulling out on deals, why are your groceries so expensive? Why does gas go up? Because Trump does this stupid shit. He has trade wars and he's childish. He's not a politician. He's a businessman. He's not a lawyer. So when I see people blaming Biden and the lefties and then I'm like, they have no idea what Trump is doing right now. Just like, okay, I'll give you an example. They'll say, how did Trump increase the deficit? How much money was the stimulus package? How much was the stimulus total? 4.6 trillion in one virus. He added 4.6 trillion, not including the farmer stimulus, not including the tax breaks he gave to the rich. He's destroying the country, bro. The deficit in this country was like 10 trillion, 16 trillion. That's just like 37 trillion now. Who did that? So I could give y'all pure facts and people still be like, Trump's tariffs and he's saving the world. He increased the food in the grocery stores. He's increasing the Iran and taxes and tariff wars. He's the one doing this to y'all, man. What are y'all not understanding? Is this lefty liberalism? He's doing it and he's saying it out of his own mouth. Goodness gracious. Other foolishness. They're trying to cancel the civil rights, but they won't be successful. The only thing they're doing on camera, okay, look at all these other nations. that keeps saying propaganda and blah blah blah. Why do you think Putin is showing this stuff on Russian state TV? What do you think China talks about on their television about Trump? Like you guys, you people are making the world, and then you guys will be like, oh, Europeans, ooh, for Trump and all. No, they're not. That's the media manipulating y'all. Pierce Morgan, the fuck. Do you guys used to know what he used to say about Trump? He's a fucking flip-flopper, bro. Are you kidding me? So this guy who's apparently cool with apartheidism and whatnot, Elon's from South Africa. Oh my goodness, bro. Like what? I can't make it up. It's true. Then Candace Owens on air goes, well, I don't know why Trump made this pick. You know, he had $100 million to sort out with the lobbyists. So I know sometimes when you have to make decisions, you got to lock it in. Maybe he made this pick early on purpose. You know, he has constituents. And I'm like, that's bribery then. He put dude in there because he had people that paid for him. That's the literal definition of fucking bribery. But it's okay when she's explaining it for Trump, right? Like, are you kidding me? Bruh, so what I think is happening is, ultimately, I don't think Russia and China are both going to fix the infrastructure in Africa. If you don't believe me, Google or YouTube, is Russia and China fixing Africa? Then do some research. Putin has been building up Africa in the image of African Americans, and so has China. A bunch of Chinese men are going to Africa and getting African wives. I'm telling you they are, and vice versa. African men having... But the Middle East, who just told Africa and Lebanon told Africans they couldn't have children there. Y'all are out there, man. It's a settled line of this religion, this Semitic shit, that tends to go after people and attack for no reason. But then they'll have the nerves to send women to Africa and have all these procedures done they can't do in the Middle East. So a couple of these African countries shut it down. Putin and China are both helping Africa right now, building them up and creating something called BRICS. Because they know Africa is not, they've been lying on Africa and all this bullshit for a long time. It's called colonization. And they're trying to do the same thing with the image of Russia. People be like, JB's colluding for Russia and Russia. Y'all don't know nothing about geopolitics and what's real. There are so many Nazis in Ukraine. You guys have no idea. People have been reporting on this and talking about this, but all this Western European crap, the image of worshiping like a white Jesus while you also love everybody has made people love certain people way more than other human beings and caused a firestorm of stupidity. But now in the air, everybody can see the racism. Who is the first people they're calling out to? African-American women. Then who's next? Well, African-American didn't vote for them. And look, it's all these immigrants who are shilling on themselves and blah, 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 blah. Trump, with his power, is making people not like Caucasians and MAGA because they're doing it to themselves. And then they're calling out for African American. When you guys see like, oh, rap and hood and you guys don't know our struggle. You don't know why you'll talk about internment camps and all this other stuff for the Judaism community and not realize the camps and the struggles we have had in slavery and everything else. But now you will. Why do you think they don't want real truth taught in history? Are you kidding me? They love the civil rights, but they love doing the Civil War every year and reenacting it over and over and over. But then you want to talk about the truth about it and why they want the Civil War and why they want their own rights, and they don't want to tell the truth. They say racism isn't real, as all these African Americans get a text talking about getting rounded up for a slave something through the text. Like, come on, dude. People are seeing through it. Look at everybody out here. Who do people imitate the most? They loved Kanye until he made that Hitler comment. It's like, stop playing. Our culture knows how to survive through the struggle. With all the foods we were given, then look what we did with these foods. You know where ribs come from? I'm telling y'all, man, like, it's time to get on board. The universe is like, you will not keep disrespecting these African Americans. Even it says on the seventh day, my people rest. What are all these African American women and men are saying? We're resting. We're tired. Leave us alone. It's like literally living out. And the blessing is coming back to us, even though they tried to steal it. Esau tried to steal it from Jacob. Esau, the red man, who the Lord supposedly hated. Why would the Lord hate somebody just because? Who are these people? They're characters in books. What I am saying is Semitic people and Caucasian people have tried to stomp on Africa and write rhetoric and algorithms in books to hate Africans Not realizing each of the prophets said that Egypt, Africa, all these Ethiopia are all going to be built up one day. And the truth will be told. Right? I'm not this. So I don't know what's happening, but the truth is getting out here, and I guess the truth is being unfolded. You know what I mean? But when I say that, I don't do it all that religious. Oh, the Jacobians and all Black Hebrew Israelites. I respect y'all as humanity, but I'm gonna come at y'all just like any of these other religions in terms of some of these laws y'all are trying to live out. It was a covenant for a reason. Simple laws to teach humanity not to do certain things like steal, kill, and do these other things. We are more advanced than humanity now, and we can understand now so we should learn to be more patient and understanding and accept everybody. Because you might hate all these people, then you might have some grandkids who shut you out, and then these people assimilate and give those people what they finally wanted. Y'all keep asking, what'll make blacks feel safe in their spaces? Not tormenting us, letting us be humans, letting us live. Stop trying to destroy our programs and letting us be people. Stop attacking us with bullcrap and gatekeepers. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, y'all be like, what'll get me in the cookout? What'll help me? Live your life, and then in your life, be a cool, loving person. Y'all will sit here and be like, what'll it take for us to be a safe space for you? Then go around your friends and family. Oh, how do you starve a black man? How does link card in his work boots? Everybody's got a little good in them. Look at the palms. White. It's like little stuff that said, it's like y'all want to be a safe space, but are cool with that kind of shit. I had to learn way when dealing with LGBTQT, the religion and all that, with Jesus Christ and all that, man, they had me. But I had to fuck around and find out and learn and be an adult. Real talk, like, this shit's all silly to me. Y'all should not be worried about what other people are doing. You worry about yourself, and if other people are doing things to harm people, that's when you get worried about it. That's how I feel. The bear Jew. We hunt Nazis. Just an inglorious bastard, if you catch my drift. Good old Yankee. So, what I want y'all to understand is the more y'all fight assimilation and the more y'all hate and try to enslave, the more powerful y'all are going to make people unnecessarily. Instead of just learning to grow, come together, and realizing that we are the leaders in the forefronts of a lot of stuff. That's not racism. I got two eyes. And it's like, damn, bro. Can we get our recognition? Can we get our due? Can we get our reparations? Can we get our justice? You probably gonna have a bunch of people looking at you like saying, they don't deserve nothing. They don't blah, blah, blah. They work. You see, when I talk to people and I say America should be like a brain civilization, we shouldn't be trying to get rid of education and technology and stuff like that. We should be exemplifying that stuff. And then you guys could send these factories out there, and then we could be like doing educated stuff with any aspect. Any average American is a lot more smart than they realize they are. They're just being given lies and buffoonery. Even in terms of mathematics and logic and just counting, and just a lot of these other countries don't have a lot of this stuff. No, we're not the best country in the world, but when we begin to be like, remember Beast from X-Men, how he was like super swole, but his strongest muscle was his mind. That's what we should venture into. Learn a little bit about science. Learn a little bit about other cultures. Learn about why it would be, if you want, you guys will say, oh, we love the whites, our culture, our this and that. If you truly love yourselves, you will learn about what skin cancer is. You will learn about what ultraviolet radiation is. And you will learn about what melanin is. And then you would try to understand why it would be in your best interest to eventually, maybe one day, mix with people you love. Because it is now going into November and it's still raining outside. Can you explain to me why that's happening? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get people to understand that when you start to open up and understand certain things and not be like, oh, and you know what's even funnier? Y'all was just talking about the microchip and the mark of the beast, but y'all call Trump Christ. But then Elon Musk is the one putting microchips in people's brain with Neuralink. Like, I can't keep up with y'all circles of, I don't know. Because one day it's microchip 666. The next day it's Trump Christ, which y'all are not supposed to. Then it's microchip, okay, for Elon Musk's Neuralink. None of this makes sense. That's why I said, understand your hearts and live and grow, because the hypocrisy is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Y'all, most of y'all really would like Obama, and I don't understand. Y'all are letting this supremacist stuff get to y'all head. And I say, you all are not letting this shit get to your head, and you will do the right thing by loving others and accepting others. And this is why I say this is going to be a hard pill to swallow, my people. If y'all want to argue with me, refer to y'all basic instructions before leaving Earth. You gotta love, man. We gotta let some of the shit go. Now, I'm not gonna say all the shit, because these people sometimes, oh my goodness. But we gotta nurture versus nature. We gotta kind of let it go and be cooler and start to let some of that, oh, I hate these motherfuckers, go. And slowly, oh, they irritate me. And then slowly, oh, they do got some good country and rock and roll. Friends ain't such a bad show, but Roseanne can go fuck herself. I'm sorry for that. It just really frustrates me watching a show for a long time, growing up in Illinois, and then having this heifer come out saying, oh, these monkeys, go back to your country. It's really frustrating. I understand privilege. Do people do that to you? Do they come out and say, oh, these... Oh, they probably do because of knowledge and information. And then when people tell... I've seen people now, the Native Americans is funniest, and African Americans, they'd be like, you see them, the supremacists would be like, go back to your country. And then they'd be like, motherfucker, go back to your country. It's so funny. But that's part of knowledge when you're well learned. And that's why we're angry. That's why people are angry. We're tired. We're tired of fighting this shit all the time. We're tired of people copying everything we do, but then hating us. That's counterproductive. It's stupid. It's irritating. You want to make safe spaces for us? Make being us awesome again. Make being black amazing again. MBBAA. Almost like the NAACP. But let me not create acronyms, because apparently later on in history, you see what people do to them. So I'm not playing around, man. Y'all get it together. Stop with the hypocrisy. All the cancel culture. It's funny. The same things that they're complaining about. State hypocrisy, deep state. Microchips in the brain, mark of the beast. We hate the rich oligarchs. But she said, Candace Owens said on her stream, we want rich people to be in office. Then everything you were saying was a lie, because you said you hate rich oligarchs and all these news and like they derp. It's like, come on, man. Stop with the hypocrisy. And let's come together and love each other. And a lot of you that are suffering from self-hate, like the Hodge twins and Candace Owens, and somebody said something with her name, and I forgot what it was. Oh, they're coming up with the best funny similes for her name, or whatever you call them, synonyms. It was something. Shit, I'll have to ponder on it and maybe say it in my next video. But yeah, the hypocrisy. Stop trying to cancel all these civil rights while putting immigrants, empowering black people through the grapevine. It's so funny. It's funny. What he's trying to do is having like a reverse Uno effect. And as much as I want to not like Trump, through his stupidity, he's doing my job for me. And the universe is like, look, I'll make you happy with this moron. It's like, what is happening? I wanted people to respect black people, African Americans. And now because of Trump, they were begging for African Americans. It's like, what the fuck is happening? But if Kamala would have won, then they would have had a subtle spirit of hating and being more mad. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like somehow Trump is reverse psychology, Uno carding the ex-Democrat. It's like, who do I be? It's like, thank you. So, I don't know. Keep making my life better by fucking up. It's funny.